Bonjour, it's Jennifer, your French teacher in the south of France, and here I have another mini French lesson for you on the French subjunctive. I want you to decide if you need to use the subjunctive or the indicative, le subjonctif ou l'indicatif, after the word que in the following sentences. Okay, so what you're going to be looking at closely is the way the sentences begin, okay, with what kind of expression. So this one, we're using the verb croire, which means to believe, and it can also be translated to mean to think. Okay, so you can find a list of expressions that use the subjunctive and the indicative on my blog. Just follow the link below. But what do you think about this first one? What will you do with the verb venir following tu ne crois pas? Tu ne crois pas. Will you use the subjunctive or the indicative? What do you think? Well, when you're using the verb croire, and it's negative, there is an element of doubt. And that's one of the situations where we use the subjunctive. So the verb croire, when negative, is followed by the subjunctive. Now, the verb in question that we have to conjugate is the verb venir in the subjunctive. So how are you going to do that in the third person plural? Well, remember to form the subjunctive, you're going to take the third person plural form of the verb in the present indicative, which is ils viennent. Then you take off the ENT, and what you're left with, in this case, VIENN, that is your subjunctive stem. And now all you have to do is add the correct ending to it. So for il, I-L-S, the ending is ENT. So did you notice something? It looks just the same in the subjunctive and in the indicative. D'accord? Okay, qu'ils viennent. So, tu ne crois pas qu'ils viennent? Tu ne crois pas qu'ils viennent? You don't believe or you don't think that they're coming? Now have a look at this one. Il croit que je, the verb vivre, en Californie. We're using the same verb, croire. Okay, another example. Are you going to use the subjunctive or the indicative? In this case, il croit que, you'll notice that croire is not negative. When the verb croire, or the verb penser, for that matter, they work the same way, when they're negative, followed by que, you have to use the subjunctive for croire and penser. But when they're not negative, you use the indicative. D'accord? So the verb is vivre, right? I don't have to put it in the subjunctive, so this is my regular present tense first person, que je vis. Il croit que je vis en Californie. Il croit que je vis en Californie. They think or they believe that I live in California. Find the link to my blog post on this topic and other related lessons below. À bientôt!